Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Three Idiots, One Trailer. Today we have a special guest with us today, Mr. Jared Fryar from the Ram Race to the Seat Challenge and the Cars Tour.
Yes, and I'm the second idiot. As TJ said, we have a TV star today. Also, I would say he's got a great hairstyle too. I mean, plus he's a Cars Tour champion. So we're excited to have him on the show today. Our third idiot couldn't make it because he didn't want to meet a TV star today, apparently.
So I'm the third idiot today.
He could be. I mean, yeah, I mean, you could be. I mean, we are into racing, and I feel like you got to be dumb to be into racing because of how expensive it can get.
Yeah, it's throwing money straight down the drain.
To some extent, yeah. I do it at least for my legend car.
Yeah, for sure. Trust me, I've seen my bank account since I bought the mini stock, and it is going down quick.
Yeah. But, yeah, so we have Jared Fryar today. Thanks for coming on the show, man.
Yeah, man, glad to have you here at the shop, and really excited about this podcast and be able to talk a lot about my future plans and Ram Race for the Seat show. So I feel like I have a lot to talk about. Hopefully I get it all off my chest today. All good things, but yeah, I think it give people a little insight to the show and how the process was and how it was for me. So looking forward to that.
So I think a great way to start with the show part is how did you even find out that they were casting for the show, and how did you find that?
I found out a couple months before. Colleague Chris Rice and his team reached out to me, had a little interview with them, and said I was one of the picks. I think at the time I heard one of 75, and then they narrowed it down to like 20, I think, and then we had like another conversation, had a couple more interviews, and I guess about like I said earlier, a week before the show, I was confirmed I was going to be on the show.
So this was your first time being on like I guess I would say a TV/reality show, because it was kind of a reality show in the making as well.
Yeah, definitely was first time for that. There's a lot of new things came my way. Learned a lot. Didn't know the whole process of how reality TV works. Learned out real quick. But yeah, it was definitely a new adventure and a really good adventure for me.
So I guess for me, because they had, obviously in the show, as if y'all have watched it, they had way many different disciplines of racing than I thought they would ever do. Can you tell us about kind of your mindset when you were going in, when you found out, I guess, on the different disciplines of race? Because you had legend cars, go-karts, and then obviously your bread and butter, the late models. Like, can you kind of explain like your thought on going into those three different disciplines and kind of what, you know, you were excited about, and what kind of like, I have no idea what I'm doing in this kind of discipline kind of deal?
Yep. So we obviously knew we were going to run late models, but we didn't know about the legend cars, or I didn't know about the legend cars and go-kart stuff. We heard that, you know, we'd be doing some different stuff. We didn't know exactly. That was kind of the whole point of the show, is, you know, a surprise. So we would load up in the vans in the morning and get hauled to the racetrack, and didn't know where we were going until we got there and seen our surroundings, and obviously know we're at what racetrack we were at. So that was kind of the whole deal there, to kind of be surprised, and it was a big surprise because a lot of guys had no clue where they were. They'd never been to North Carolina. So I had a little advantage because I knew the roads and knew where we were going, knew what tracks we couldn't go to because we already passed it on the road. But yeah, it was definitely a widespread of challenges we had to do, from speaking to driving race cars all the way down to little race cars, rental go-karts.
I know you guys probably had to be shocked rolling into VIR if you haven't been there before, because you roll up there, it does not look like you're rolling up to a racetrack. You look like you're rolling up into some campground or something.
Yeah, that was a little different because we actually went to VR 3 times. We did the rental go-karts, we did the late models, and then the commercial challenge there. So the first time we went, we thought we were going to be driving, but like I was saying earlier, we left the house so late. I was like, there's no way we're going to drive cars today. The sun's going to go down before we even get on track, because production and all that takes a lot of time, preparation. There's a lot that goes into, and you really don't see it in the show, but it's a very slow process between getting us out of the car and the next group loaded in. So we kind of knew we weren't going to be driving, but it was a teaser too because we seen the late models all sitting out there at the building. So I can't remember if it was go-karts or I think we ran go-karts first, and then the second time we went, we thought we were going to run late models, but like I said, we went there and it was so late in the day. But the teaser was the late models were sitting out there in the parking lot outside the building we were in. And so we sat around there, and they just tell us to get suited up and ready. So we thought we were racing late models or doing time trials with late models or something, and didn't really know. And then we ended up doing the commercial challenge, which was totally caught us off guard. And that was a different experience. But it was kind of tough because you didn't know what to be prepared for if you were going to be racing or talking. So that was kind of the part of the deal is to keep us on our toes and throw a loop in the plans.
So they've filmed TV commercials for Ram.
Yeah.
And if you watched in the show, some of them were better than others, and then some just couldn't make. I think it was like 5 minutes they gave them or something like that. There was a lot that couldn't do the 5 minutes. All they had to do was drink water out of a water bottle. So I thought it was funny.
Wish it was that easy.
Yeah, I mean, I wish it was. You're just there, but it clearly was not easy.
It sounds so easy when you say, commercial challenge. You were like, okay, that sounds easy. Not easy at all.
No.
You have 5 minutes. The director's screaming at you. They're guiding you to do this, do that, and all eyes are on you. That was it was mentally tough. I felt like more than physically, obviously, but it was fun and definitely learned a lot. But we had it hard too because after the challenge, all the production people told us like it's typically not like that. You have hours to do it, not 5 minutes. So we had while one person was doing the commercial, the next person was staged behind the trailers reading the script, and so we get there, we're reading the script. You got 5 minutes or 3 minutes to read the script. We're reading it, like I got this. I'm gonna go out there and do it. As soon as I got out there, I froze up and I screwed it up so bad. All eyes are on me. The pressure was on. That was the hardest part for me. It's like I got out there, as soon as I got out of the truck, I just remembered the first line, and that was it. And I needed help bad.
They remembered their name. That was the good part. After that, it's a crapshoot, apparently.
So while you were at VIR, you did the go-kart course. I've done that before, and that's actually my favorite go-kart track I've ever been to. What were your thoughts on that, especially that one turn at the end of the backstretch where it's kind of off camera when you go through there?
The go-karts was a lot of fun. I love the racetrack layout. It was awesome. I just didn't like the fact that I was 80, 100 pounds heavier than some of the guys. Obviously my fault, but that was probably what sucked the most for me because I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep up with them guys. But as far as driving, it was awesome. It was fun. We had a great time. But as you know, once we got past the back straightaway, them guys left me, and I was out there just cruising around on my own. But yeah, it was cool. It was fun. It'd been nice if we were all equal. Maybe could have raced and mixed it up with them guys because the M group was really good. That race was awesome. The top 3, 4 was all together, dicing it up. It was super cool. But then obviously my group got spread out, so part of it. But yeah, it was cool. It was very challenging for sure, and got me in the road course mindset going into the late models.
Okay, that was going to be my next question because I know you do asphalt and we turn left. How was it taking a late model on a road course? Because I don't think we ever have seen late models on a road course. So how was your take on a road course for the first time in a late model?
Man, that was so much fun. I think everybody but my boy Trevor.
Yeah, sorry, Trevor.
Had so much fun. Like, we all got out of the car, whether we won or finished 5th, we all were like, that was so much fun. We want to go do it again. And it's new to us, so of course we're going to have fun with it. We were just trying to figure out our braking zones and shifting points, and didn't get as technical as the circle track stuff is. I'm sure with more time we would, but yeah, that was so cool to be running the speeds that we were. Right-handers, left-handers, high-speed left-handers. It was really cool, and there was definitely a lot of room for improvement, at least on my end.
You also had a lot of elevation changes to deal with too.
That was the biggest challenge for me, man.
Yeah.
Was getting into turn 1, running 140 or whatever we're running, and I can't see the corner that I need to be.
That would scare me.
You just have to, like, I tell everybody that, like, getting into the corner, you just have to trust the markers and how much brake pressure you're putting in. before you get there, because obviously, as you've seen in the show, I ran clean off the racetrack qualifying because I felt like I was too slow. So I charged the corner a little bit harder and it bit me in the ass on that. So that was tough. And then getting into the S's, it don't really show in the show, but you go downhill and you can't see the next corner, and you get to the top of the hill. When you pop up, that's when you see it. But if you don't turn before you get to the top, you done missed the corner and about to run off the racetrack. So that was all very challenging for me, but also a lot of fun to pick it up and gain experience doing that.
Well, at least you weren't the leader, as in Landon Huffman just drove off into turn one and completely missed it, and then was so far back. He was so confident, I know, in the show, like, oh man, I got the pole, just drives off into one and blows it.
He gave me a lot of confidence because he drove the same car I did. He was in M, I was in A. And when I seen he was fast time, I'm like, hell yeah, late model guys can do this, you know? And they dropped the green, and we couldn't see turn one. When they got to the top hill, they went out of our sight. So we didn't see him come back around. I'm like, oh shit, maybe this is harder than it looks.
Did they happen to mention anything about why they decided on just the South course and not doing the full course?
No, they never really said. I assume, the South course is a little over a mile and a half, and the full course I think is 3.5, so 2 more miles. A lot of wear and tear on the car. Obviously bigger, faster. So I thought the South course was great. There just wasn't a whole lot of passing opportunities on the South course. There was only a couple places that you could really pass. Everything else was really tight for our cars, but it was a lot of fun, and it was really technical.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I mean, oval. I mean, it's still technical on an oval, but on a road course, you got to turn right. You got to make, you got to be aware of what's around.
You got to brake. You got to shift. Like when I got past there, I was too worried about watching Cody pass me and make sure I didn't run off the racetrack. I forgot to shift into second to even drag race him down the straightaway. And when I went back to the gas, it had no power, and he left me.
Yeah.
So would you say that was one of your favorite competitions you did through the whole show?
That's tough. Obviously, the win was my favorite, but I did have a lot of fun at VR because that was the first time I've ever run any type of road course in my life. So to be in a late model at VR was a lot of fun. I would say, that's probably the most fun I had challenge-wise.
So we'll talk about the win that he had in the show, but how did you like the fitness challenge? Because I know in the show there was a certain contestant, I think his name's Jonathan. He said, I don't know why I'm here on this challenge, because he's like, I've got no chance of winning this. But, I mean, I know that us race car drivers, we try to stay in shape because of, how long we're in the car. Late models, you guys are in the car for, I don't know, hours, I feel like, because, certain races are over 100 laps and all that. So how'd you kind of like the fitness challenge? I know it's probably not your normal regime of fitness challenge, but they kind of made it look really hard, and I don't want to do that part.
I was excited about the fitness challenge. Everybody kept saying I was going to be the sleeper. I do run with my wife. She's a big runner, so I do run and have a little bit of stamina, I felt like, but got super humbled there. The exercise looked super easy. When we got there, I was like, man, well, that don't look too bad. I was like, but 4 rounds of it, that's probably going to be tough. And then we're sitting there on the bikes before I was in A, so before the A group was M, watching them guys. They get on the second set, and I was like, oh shit, this is way harder than it looks.
It looked way harder.
And then they get to the third, and they're even slower. And then on the fourth, they're doing everything they can in their power to get up off the ground from push-ups or sit-ups. So then I was like nervous. I was like, this might not be good. And it was funny because a couple days before the fitness challenge, I went running at the house. We had a day off or whatever. Went running. Huffman did some workout stuff. We had a little gym outside, like a prison yard.
Yeah,
It was funny.
I gotcha.
But anyways, went and ran, and Fergie went and ran with me. I went 3 miles that day, and Fergie dipped out on me about 1.5 miles, and he was smoked. So he was definitely not the person I thought was going to win the fitness challenge, but damn, he came out on top for sure. That was super cool to see him. I felt like I did all right. I felt like I did respectable. I didn't do special like I wanted to, but also I did finish in time and gained a lot of points that day in the point standing.
Yeah, you weren't last, I can tell you that. I think Jonathan Cash was last, I believe.
So moving on to that, you did have a lot of success at the Caraway one. Why don't you talk about that one?
Yeah, I felt really good going into Caraway. Obviously, I've been to all the tracks but VIR prior to the challenge or to the show. But still, at the end of the day, you got to perform, and you don't know what car you're going to get dealt. If it's going to drive good, if it's going to have speed or not. So pressure was still on for me. I was definitely still a little nervous because there's a lot of line. I haven't won yet. But once we got in the car and qualified first, I was back feeling good. Had a lot of confidence in myself, and then set sail and won. That was huge. Like, just to even be in the final was a big deal because that was the first appearance at the final and the trophy and money race. So to get to that point was awesome. I was relieved finally to even be in that position because heck, I stood on the sidelines for all the other challenges watching. So to be in that was super cool and a big moment for me.
So I guess obviously they didn't show everything in the show, as we all know. I think the shows were only like 45 or 50 minutes on YouTube or whatever. I think were y'all able to make adjustments to the cars, or was it like the car is what it is? Y'all can't do anything other than obviously y'all were most likely allowed to change tires from each of the RAM. They could change tires on it, but were y'all able to make any adjustments? Because I know, if it was a baseline, I mean, you have your driving style, and then, that driver has his driving style. But were all the cars, in your mind, no adjustments? Were they all equal, in your opinion?
I felt like the late models were all equal. Yes, we could make adjustments to minor stuff, track bar wedge, air pressure. I think they could mess with air pressures a little bit, but couldn't do too much to it. I felt like they all drove the same. I ran a couple of different late models. But back to the legend cars that were obviously different, everybody talked about. Yeah. I thought originally that was planned to be on purpose to see who would complain in a bad car and who would just drive it and perform in it. Yeah. So obviously I didn't say nothing. We knew they were a little different there. But I thought it was to test us and see because, like I said, going in the show, they give us very little information. Like, we don't know anything about what's going on or what they're doing or planning, the curveball, stuff like that. So I thought it was just Chris's curveball thrown at us. And I don't know.
I thought, for me, so I'm a legend car driver. I thought y'all's first challenge with the legend cars, I thought it was pretty cool to see you guys in the legends because, I mean, not many late model guys want to go drive a legend car because, you're at the premiere and short track racing. But seeing you guys run a car that I've been running for 7 years, I thought it was really cool. Like you said, I agree. I don't think all the cars were equal. I know they probably thought that they would at least get them close, but it was just interesting to me to see you guys run a discipline that I've been doing, and at different tracks too. So I just wish they would have had them run at Caraway because I've gone to Caraway like that's your home track. I've run at Caraway last year with shout out to Josh Lowe and all them, but honestly, I was super excited that you got the win at Caraway. I like that facility. I just wish they could have, in my mind, spent a little bit more time there. Done a little bit more racing at Caraway because one, it obviously would have helped you, but I just like that track, honestly.
Yeah. One thing I was curious about when watching the show is I know racing seats are pretty much set in stone. You buy it based off of how wide you are. So I was curious about the seating arrangements in the car, how tight they were, or if they were just pretty massive for you guys.
Yeah, there was the legend car was different. They had different size seats in it. So there was one or two legend cars I got in that had a big seat, and I fit pretty good in it. But the last car I got in at South Boston that day, I was crammed in that thing. I was so crammed in that thing, it was hard for me to shift, and that was an important day to shift because we had downshift getting into the chicane, upshift leaving it. So that was tough, and the legend car is so different from when I ran it, and it's been so long since I ran legend cars. Mm-hmm. They got different motors in them now, so they're real soft when they shift. You can't really tell. It's not like a late model when you downshift. Like, you can feel the car jolt and obviously go in gear. Where that thing was so soft, I was so crammed in that thing. It was like shifting behind me, so I couldn't hardly tell what gear I was in. I was in the wrong gear 90% of the time in the race and just cruise around in the back because I knew I was going to win. So, yeah, I felt bad for the guys like Cade, little guys, like Cade had to get in a big seat that I fit good in. You know, I know he had to be sliding around and uncomfortable in that thing.
So, I mean, obviously, this man he won at Caraway. He's $5,000 richer because of it. Got a cool trophy to say for it.
I should have brought it today.
You did. So maybe we'll see it today before we wind up on the show so we can show what a cool trophy it is. I'm sure it'll go in the memory bank next to his, which in the show we'll get to it, but next to his car steward trophies probably. So I guess overall the show kind of dictated. I'm not saying the winner was predetermined, obviously, because nobody knew going in. But kind of like, how was your time on the show? Like, did you like being on TV for the first time? And also, was it also kind of a reality show? Did they kind of like tell you guys what to say while y'all were at the house, or was it just kind of like y'all be yourselves, just Because, I mean, we pretty much followed y'all from day one to the final day, and obviously we didn't see y'all sleep, but we kind of saw y'all in the house mingling, like, just kind of tell us how it was being around those 14 other guys, sort of.
Yeah, it was definitely different. It was cool. Trevor Ward was my roommate. Got super lucky. Well, I say lucky. I knew Trevor prior, but didn't know him like I know him now. Okay. That was super cool because it worked out really well, too, because me and Trevor would stay up the latest and hang out and bullshit, set up cars, talk all kind of crazy stuff. We done all kind of stuff, talking and bench racing, where some of the other guys went to bed early. Yeah, that was really cool. I wish they would have showed more house content because there was so much that they did, like filming-wise, inside the house. They didn't show hardly any of that, really, which I know they were kind of condensing it down to. So, like, everything was authentic, though, I will say that. Like, nothing was, at least in my situation, was staged or told us to say. Everything was 100% how it was. The only thing, like I said, it'd been nice to see more house content on there because, like, we had a ton of fun with all the guys there playing pool. We wore the pool table out, honestly. It was brand new when we got there, and she was pretty beat up when we left. We played a lot of pool, played a lot of shuffleboard, played a lot of cornhole. We had some good moments. Shuffleboard, we had a couple shuffleboard tournaments. That was pretty hyped. Our shuffleboard migrated. So in the show in the house, you can kind of see it's got like a little balcony upstairs.
Yes.
Well, the shuffleboard table is in this little small pocket upstairs. We couldn't get a crowd around it. So me and Trevor had the bright idea we were going to move it, and somebody else helped me, I don't remember, move it into the trophy room. Trophy room's huge, couches, well lit, so we're going to move it in there. Funny story, we move it in there. Well, you have to get the table settled and back flat. So we're calling downstairs, we need a level, we get a level. We're trying to get it set up. We can't really do it because the carpet in there is real thick, and it just wouldn't sit right. And if it's not flat, the pucks just slide off of it, and you can't hardly play. It's terrible. So we're sitting there trying to settle out. Next thing, Trevor's pushing on it, trying to get it settled, and the damn thing, the clevis on it pops off, breaks, hits the ground. Cameraman's right there, and as soon as that deal broke, cameraman grabbed his mic and said, "I think they broke something." And that was the funniest moment ever. I was like, damn, man, it just happened.
You had to break something. It's not a TV show if you don't break something, guys. You got to break something.
It was so funny. So long story short, Trevor ends up fixing it. We get it leveled, and we get our tournament going again. And that was a highlight. And then in the show, too, cornhole board stayed outside. Well, it got super cold one day. And I think we were off that day, just hanging out the house. Well, it got super cold. Nobody wanted to play outside, so we moved it inside upstairs on that balcony. That lasted for about half a game. Production downstairs calls like, "Y'all gonna have to cut that out," because the whole house is like thumping every time the bag hits the board. It was hilarious, but it was awesome. They're throwing the bags down. You couldn't hardly walk through the hallway because if you walked through the hallway, the bags were flying through the air right there. So that was pretty funny too. And Jacob came one night. Cooper from Landman.
Yeah, was it cool to play with the, I guess, movie, TV star?
The real TV star.
Yeah, the real TV star.
Yeah, it was super cool to have him at the house, come hang out, drink some beers with us, and play shuffleboard. That was fun. That was a big moment. They showed that. That was really cool. Another funny story about Jacob. Our opening scene, we get there at Colleague. We're all tense, nervous. We don't know what's going on. We're having to walk in there, and we walk around the corner there at Colleague, and there's so many people there. It's crazy, And as soon as we walk around the corner, there's Jacob, Matt, Ty, and Chris, and Tim. And when we walk up there, we're like, holy shit, Obviously, people watch Landman's like, damn, there's Cooper,
Yeah.
And so then he starts off his sentence of the opening the show, and he gets about halfway through it, and he's like, fuck, I fucked it up. I knew I would. He's like, I'm so fucking nervous right now. And we're all sitting back there like, you're nervous. We're fucking nervous.
Yeah.
Dana White standing over there in the corner. Cooper from Landman's right here. It was hilarious. So then after that, I was like so relieved after that. I was like, oh man, this is great because this dude looks like a hero on TV. Yeah. It's so funny. When I tell people that, they're like, I'm like, oh no, he messes up, and so do we. So after he messed up, I felt so much more comfortable. I'm like, all right, this is fine. We can all mess up. Because on TV, he looks well polished. Well, there was... And a lot of, even Chris and them messed up, and we'd have to start over and have a lot of redos. So yeah, that was funny when he said that, and he kept messing his lines up, and he kept calling out line and stop, and then he had to say it over. I was like, oh man, he's one of us. We're good.
That's good. I mean, it was cool to see that aspect. I guess I would say in my mind, the TV host was able to come and enjoy it because never really looked like. Chris and Matt they probably did. If they did, they didn't show it. Came and, just kind of, they did that cookout scene, I guess I would say. They did come and hang out there.
Yeah. That was really the only time. So, they didn't know what the house looked like either. They were surprised by the house.
So they just rented a random house for the, I guess, show?
I guess. I don't know how it all went down, but yeah, we stayed in a super nice property there in Winston-Salem, and they redid the whole house, wrapped all the walls with Ram and trucks, race car parts upstairs. They outfitted it with pool table. It was super, super cool. The house was really cool. Like I said, that's what I tell everybody about the house. The house was super cool. We stayed in really nice, and but didn't have my phone during the show, so I couldn't take pictures. I want to show everybody pictures. I'm like, I wish I had pictures. But I didn't have any pictures. They posted some online, but one thing we didn't do, we never went downstairs and got to see the production room. That's one place we wanted to go. We weren't allowed downstairs, so we didn't get to go down there. But yeah, the upstairs and the trophy room was super cool. Had a lot of Matt's trophies there and pictures, pole awards. It was super cool. The house was set up really cool. They did a good job.
They should come to my house and redo my house for the show for next year, though. I can get a new house
and then just leave it.
Yeah, just leave it. I'll keep the stuff, but y'all take everything else out from the show. I don't need it.
You made a good point just a little bit ago. You guys didn't have your cell phones for 3 weeks, and as we know, everybody's tied into their cell phones nowadays. So what was it like having to be separated for 3 whole weeks? Being away from all the internet?
Yeah.
I guess the most challenging part was just not talking to my wife. You really didn't think about, at least I didn't, I didn't really have an issue with it. After the first day, you walk around with nothing in your pockets, so it's not like you feeling your phone bounce off your leg and wanting to reach it and pick it up, you know? So, never really noticed it. And then too, when we had challenge days, we were so busy, leaving the house early. When we got to the racetrack, there was a lot going on for us, whether it was interviews, drivers meeting, getting loaded in the car. Talking to everybody. So it didn't really bother me. But then, at night when things would slow down, we're just kind of chilling around home or chilling at the house. It'd be nice to reach out and talk to the wife or the family. So that was really the only time. But we did get one phone call home. We got one phone call home toward the end of the show. And I thought it was going to air, but it never did. Everybody but Beers had a girlfriend, so everybody called their girlfriend or wife. So that was pretty cool.
That's good that they allowed y'all to at least call home towards the end of the show and, tell your wives or girlfriends kind of that y'all were still alive, obviously, but y'all were having fun and enjoying it. I guess to wrap up kind of the TV show part. Obviously, you were one of 15 drivers that were selected for this first ever show, and they obviously ended it on a way that they would do it again next year for another seat in either a truck or whatever series they go to. Would you consider doing it again if they asked you to do it again?
Absolutely, I would. Yeah, I had a lot of fun. Super cool to meet the guys in the house too. We didn't know who was going to be on the show, and we didn't see everybody till we got to that first scene at Colleague Racing shop. So that was super cool to see Carson Ferguson in there. It was crazy because me and Trevor had similar stories. I'm sure other people did too. I kind of knew a little bit of everybody. Like I knew who Cash was and watched them race.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously racing with Cade and Huffman and them people. Many like I knew them and talked to them, but. It was super cool, to see Carson Ferguson there because, I watch Carson on Flow Racing all the time. Racing
Yeah,
dirt late models.
he's all over.
Super cool. But Fergie didn't know me, and obviously I didn't personally know him. So it was super cool to be a big fan of him, see him, and then obviously compete with him, who went on and did really well. And then Trevor was a big modified fan, so he always watched Austin Beers.
Yeah.
He was a big Beers fan, but they didn't know each other, So to me, like that, I thought that was really cool and a really cool story to see them people me following Fergie and Trevor following Beers and all the success they had in their racing. So that was really cool. Full circle moment, kind of hang out and get to hear their backstories, and that was really cool. I really enjoyed that part, being able to hang out with them guys and listen to how they put make ends meet to race at the level they do, because everybody races at a very high level of short track racing. So it's really cool to see that, and kind of our stories all intertwine and really connect and be very similar to one another. That was super cool. Like Huffman, racing with his family, no different than me.
Yeah.
Trevor doing it basically by himself on his own was really cool. And then obviously the backstory that Mike had was really cool too. Obviously, his uncle Ted and his dad Mike, Senior. It was really cool to see that, because I don't watch a lot of modified racing. You just hear about it. So to be in there and listen to their stories and how they do it up north and make ends meet, it was really, really cool.
Yeah, it's a different breed of racing up north than down here in the south. I guess I just said that was being the last one. I guess my last one now for the show. If you were to do it again, or what you know now, what would you change, or what would you want to see? Like, what kind of challenge would you want to see them do for the next time?
I think they did a really good job with it. Obviously, it's first time deal. Nobody really knew what to expect. But the only thing I'd say I'd like to see would be whether we run like a time trial deal, or they supply 15 trucks that we run a Craftsman Series truck. I think would be super cool, whether it's a short track like Hickory or Orange County, or we go to Rockingham or Charlotte, something like that. I think that would be really cool to see. And obviously I know there's a lot of rules and restriction probably from allowing us to do that, but the Gong Show got to do it. I think they ran Darlington in the trucks. They narrowed it down to 3 people at the end, but they got to run trucks at Darlington. So that was really cool. I felt like if we could have done something like that, I think it'd been really cool, because that's what we were all competing to run. So
you want to
really see?
Heck,
there could have been somebody else out there that didn't win, get in that truck and look like a hero. They just adapt to it super quick, and might change Matt Ty and Chris's thoughts on a winner, which obviously the point system decided that. But things could have been a little different maybe if we could have ran a truck. Somebody could have stood out, or maybe the same people would have done good. So I don't know. I think that would have been really cool to see. But like I said, I know there's a lot of restrictions from that. But that was the only thing I'd really say. They did a really good job. We didn't know what we were going to do. I knew there was going to have to be some kind of talking in front of a camera. And then the commercial challenge, I totally didn't expect that. I kind of expected some form of the press conference we did, which was really cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I thought they did an excellent job with it.
They got to meet the famous Bob. From NASCAR, Bob feeding them. So obviously they didn't know this until they watched the show, but they were the owners were sitting behind the camera, feeding in hardball questions to all these folks, and you could tell when Bob or whoever asked, their face were like, "Oh, let me process that for a minute." And then, some were right on, but then some kind of. So I thought that was kind of cool to see that aspect of it. They threw the hardball questions at y'all, and y'all answered them pretty well. Obviously, I would say, you've won many races in your career, so press conferences you don't do, but victory lane conferences
they're totally different.
Yeah, they're different, but you kind of in the mindset you're like, you were doing this, and you had the able to answer the right questions. So that was always good to see. I thought by far. I mean, I thought Jared, in my opinion, was really great. I wish they showed.
We did a lot more. We answered a lot more questions than what they showed. They only showed like us answering one
Yeah,
question.
like 1 or 2 or
we
something.
answered probably 5 or 6 apiece. It was a pretty long deal, but they only clipped us in there once. So it'd been cool. Obviously, the time crunch. Like I tell people, like this could have been 20 episodes long if they showed everything. Like I
been nice.
wanted to, like the house stuff, every commercial. Skit or even the press conference that we didn't know about them in their ear, because I was wondering how they were coming up with these questions off the hip like that. Like they wouldn't even, like they didn't look at their notebook or anything. They would just say it out. I was like, damn, how they remember that, I was like, shit, that's pretty impressive, because like they asked me about my racing career. I'm like, damn, Bob knows that? Or whoever the reporter was, it's like, oh, you're high up in your racing this now. I'm like, damn, how the hell they know that? I was like, I don't know him.
Yeah, they were just feeding the questions. Like, I guess Chris Googled all these guys prior, and they were like, let's ask them about this, let's ask them about that. So,
because there was glass beside them, it's like a suite in there. So there was like a glass, but we couldn't see through it. He could see through it, but we couldn't see into it. So like we didn't know they were there. We knew they were somewhere in the area, but we didn't know they were back there feeding them questions.
I guess my take from the show is, obviously, whether you like it or not, congratulations, Minnie, on winning it. Good luck in it. But I kind of wish they focused on all the drivers, not just kind of, in my opinion, they kind of, I'm not trying to say it. I mean, obviously you said it's the first year doing the show, so it is what it is. But I feel like in Broad, you had 15 drivers, but they kind of focused on like 4 or 5 drivers for the most part. Caraway episode, Jared was kind of the center because, they said it was his home track. He won the race, $5,000 richer with a cool trophy. So, I mean, they obviously kind of closely followed you there. In my mind, I wish they kind of focused on all the drivers, because sometimes they would interview him and then you wouldn't see him again until 2 or 3 episodes later on. Yeah. So that was my biggest take. I mean, you had 15 guys. Don't just focus on the 5, in my opinion. That was for me.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, some of that, too, I think goes back to TV. Like, obviously, they're going to need to show the winner more, because if they don't show him or let the listeners or the viewers listen to him, I felt like, they needed to. So I feel like that's why. But, yeah, I agree. Like, we did a ton of green screen interviews. And, we've seen very, very little of that, at least from me. And, I would like to see more of our backstories, too, because everybody had a really cool and interesting backstory.
Yeah, I mean,
from Ryan Gimmel having very little experience all the way to, me, Huffman, and Mike, who's raced our whole lives and been 3rd, 4th generation racers. I think that would have been cool to for the viewers to know that, so they could kind of latch on to us early. Yeah. So when we do pop up, they're like, hey, that's, such and such, and kind of attach to us and kind of keep up with us, because before, but like I said, it goes back to there's only 45-minute episodes. They got to show the challenges. I get it, but I think that'll help the viewers a little bit better know who we are. I think everybody kind of all agrees with that. Like they didn't really know everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like so. And to wrap up this part of it, I mean, they don't know them because they didn't try to spend time, or like you said, the background. But I mean, people know the guys that are on the TV all the time, like Minnie, Landon, and you per se, and then because you can get Flow Racing and watch those guys on a Saturday night or at wherever track. I mean, and obviously the social media stuff. We know Landon's big in the social media stuff because that was one of the questions they asked him about his social media posts and all that stuff.
They put him in the hot spot.
Yeah, they put him in the hot spot there, Landon. And we know Minnie because of the Cars Tour. He ran the whole Cars Tour last year, and that kind of stuff. So I guess moving on, and speaking of the Cars Tour, you're a 2-time champion of the Cars Tour, super late models and then late model stock car. I guess kind of in mindset, how was it winning both those type of series and also running the Cars Tour full time when you were doing it? What's that kind of like?
Man, it was definitely it was a lot of fun, but it also took a lot of sacrifice to do that. And it's kind of one reason why I've kind of scaled back and just do pick and choose races, because it was intense to be able to run. Obviously we ran more than just Cars Tour, so we were running 20 weekends or more a year. Jeez. And it was a lot, between the testing and travel and everything. So it was a lot of fun, and it was really cool to win my first championship, even though I just I'm glad I did it and glad I won and had my name on the trophy, but I just felt so weird about that first championship because I didn't win a single race that year. I just felt so guilty about it.
You were consistent. That's what matters in my mind. That's what I say, be consistent.
I was so close, but we never did cross that hurdle and win. So, like, it didn't feel right to me. But then when we won the championship in 2020, that was a top moment for me, man. That was full circle. You know, that was my first full year with Jimmy Warren Racing.
Okay.
We had a brand new race car with RNS race cars, and we won Franklin County in a really cool fashion, and then had solid runs and really good battles for the win and second, third the whole year with Corey Heim and Lane Riggs. So to win that, even though our last race was awful and my worst race of the whole year, that was a scary moment. But to win that was, super cool and big to have my name on that trophy twice, and it'll always be there.
It's true.
Yeah, that's awesome. So obviously, he was saying you've done super late model and late model stock. Between those two classes, which one do you prefer to run?
I really enjoy, I would say the late model stock. I enjoy late model stock. I enjoyed super racing. Like, we got to go to a lot of different racetracks because they would run combo races with CRA. So we ran like Bristol, Nashville, stuff like that.
Yeah,
that was cool.
True.
But I really enjoyed late model stocks. Obviously, I feel like I run better in the late model stocks too. You know, I don't know. I just like the late model stocks. This year is going to be a little different, but in the years past, it was a lot of veteran racers in it. So that was really cool to race with guys like Deke McCaskill, Josh Berry.
Yeah.
So I really like that part of the late model stocks, but the racing too, I feel like is a lot better than the straight rail cars.
Yeah, that's straight rail and then the other cars. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, speaking of this year, what's your plans going into this season?
Well, right now we're going to shoot to run the Cars Tour schedule. I'm not going to say we're going to run for the championship. If it shakes out at the end of the year, maybe. But I guess for now, we're going to shoot to run the Cars Tour.
So we're going to see you at Wake County Speedway then?
It's on the schedule.
There we go. I think you're going to love it. I will be there. My wife helps out the track, so we'll obviously, come by and say hey to you when you're there.
I ran the old Wake County, the old asphalt. I enjoyed it.
You'll like the new one. You'll like the new stuff.
I love the old racetrack. I felt like the racing was really good. Not saying it's bad now, but like the racing was really good because you had tire strategy into track position, where now I feel like a lot of it's track position, not much tire fall off. But I'm excited to try to go back there and do good. We ran good there on the old pavement, so hopefully we can better it on the new pavement.
So maybe you guys will see him at Wake County. Hopefully he does. Will we see you? I haven't looked at the schedule, and that's on me then for obviously reasons. I think they're going back to Caraway. You got Caraway circled on your map to definitely run at Caraway to go win that race?
Absolutely. Caraway's always circled on my schedule. I enjoy going back to Caraway. Caraway's been a racetrack that's good to me from the time I started racing to now, so definitely going to go back to that.
That's good. I don't think the Cars will ever run Legends there, but we'll run Legends there some this year. I think it was last year was our first year running Caraway, and I fell in love with it. I love it too.
They repaved 3 and 4 now, so
that's my scary part. They got rid of that little rut there in 3 and 4. So I'll be like, "Where's my rut?"
Hopefully, I can pick up on it and be as good.
I think you'll be fine. I think you'll be all right. You're a wheel man. I think late model guys will have it easier than us guys.
So I've heard you've done the Martinsville race before. Do you think you might go back for that one? Yeah,
Martinsville's definitely always circled on my calendar too. I enjoy that. It's a really prestigious race. A lot of fans come out to it. Really cool. Very challenging race too. I've been there and not made the race, and I've been there and run good in the race. So it's a humbling experience for sure. If something bad happens in your heat race, and your weekend's pretty much over. So it takes a lot of luck involved for things to go right leading up to the feature, and then there's a lot of wrecks in that race too. So just keeping your nose clean, being up front is very important.
I think you finished 3rd this year. You were technically in the catbird seat the last, I don't know, I would say 10 laps because the first and second cars were, side by side. Was there any thought in your mind like you're like, hey, I might can win this, just kind of keep my nose clean, let them do their thing, but also obviously not lose them. I mean, was there a thought that you might would have it? Because, I mean, we know it's Lee Pulliam. I mean, not saying he's going to wreck the guy, but, you know, they can beat and bang up there.
Yeah, I knew they weren't going to wreck each other, but they were going to race the shit out of each other and race really hard. That was my only hope, is they got swapping back, and it did happen a couple times. They got swapping back and forth, and I could fill the gap and get to second. And obviously Lee got by me, but that was really my only shot. I felt like at it. I mean, I was there, but I didn't have the car quite enough to get up there, pass him, and stay up there ahead of him. The only way I was going to get lucky, and I tried. I got under Lee off 2 on the white flag lap, and then got super loose, and he pulled away, and then him and Landon got racing. But yeah, honestly, just being in that position to contend for a win at Martinsville is super huge and special. Everybody wants to go to Martinsville and grandfather clock.
I agree.
I had to go to 2 shops yesterday, and both of them had a grandfather clock in it, so that was frustrating to see. Hopefully one day I can.
There's not a clock in here, but he needs one.
Yeah.
He needs one in here.
Yeah.
I guess I would say, because I always like to know, obviously any races, you know, caution late, you know, with, you know, green, white, check. If there was a caution there with green, white, checkered, and I think you're choosing, would you have chose to try to send it in there into one to try to win it? Like, just, you know, as they say, send it either wreck or bring the steering wheel home. Was there a thought in your mind, if that was the case, you're going to just send it in there to try to win it?
If there was a hole there and I could make it happen without crashing myself or them, absolutely, yeah. But I think that last restart I didn't get a good jump, and they kind of got away. But obviously they got racing and slowed them up, so I was able to catch back up and dice it up with them. But yeah, I wouldn't jeopardize wrecking or, you know, losing a good finish for a top 3.
You're not going to try a Hell Melon move?
No, I don't think it would have stuck in a late model, but. Hey, we've seen crazier things in racing too. That means
exactly.
Hey.
I think my car would fold up if it hit the wall that fast.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he couldn't grab 5th gear. I mean, only 4th. I don't know if he could. So, obviously, you won in the race for the seat for the Ram. You've obviously won many late model races, from the Orange Blossom to Cars Tour races. And this question, it may have changed after the show. What is your most memorable win?
There's a lot. To narrow it down to one is going to be really challenging. There's more than one, I feel like. But I would say my most memorable win, I would have to say Langley, Hampton Heat.
Yeah, that is true. You've done that one. One of the crown jewels.
Yeah. I mean, that's a crown jewel, late model stock racing. And I think it was only like my 3rd attempt at it. So to win it in the third or 4th attempt, I think it was my 3rd, that was a huge deal, because at the time it was still me and my dad kind of working on the cars, doing it ourselves. So that was big for us, and the guys that went to the racetrack and helped me, it was super big. Probably my biggest win, I mean, the Franklin County win, first Cars Tour win with Jimmy Moore Racing, was up there on the list too. That propelled us into the championship.
Yeah.
That was a pretty special one. Obviously, the Caraway 10,000 win race, the North-South Shootout, that was a special one. Got a super cool trophy. That was really cool. Got the 6 shooters on it. That was the North-South deal. That was a special moment too. But yeah, it's hard to narrow it down. I would say my biggest, and I would say my number one would definitely be the Hampton Heat. Really, really prestigious race. Really, really cool trophy too.
Yeah. Are there any plans for you to ever run North Wilkesboro?
Yeah, actually, I mean, it's on the schedule this year, so we're going to try to go back and run this year. I took a couple years off after they repaved. I really didn't agree. I mean, nothing I could do, but I just don't like repaves.
I get it.
I don't think they race good. They're not forgiving, and obviously they tore up a lot of cars that first year. So I think the track's in good condition now. It should be a lot better racing. The old track was really good. I liked it. It was forgiving. It was hard on tires, but it was good. I like the older wore out tracks. Not too bad, but you know, some tire fall off. It makes the racing better. You're not so locked down to one line, and if you get out of that line, you're crashing or getting past, you know, kind of like Wilkesboro was after they repaved it. That's just nature of repaves, but it seems like the track's in a good shape now. So
I mean, that's a cool victory lane. You know, they lift you up on that thing. I mean,
we come close there to riding the elevator, but didn't quite make it.
Yeah, riding the elevator. I mean, that's what they want to do there, is ride the elevator and win a grandfather clock at Martinsville, apparently.
Yeah. It's simply driving up on top of Bristol.
Yeah, it is. Driving up on Bristol. So, I mean,
the trophy there is really cool, too. They for the late models, they gave them a sword. That one
I
still
like
stings,
that.
man. That one stings. I was talking to somebody the other day, and they were talking about wins and stuff, and I was like, man, I was like, that Bristol win is the one I really wanted. We run second to Myatt that day. We raced for the lead side by side and made contact, about spun out and wrecked. So I had to take a step back and collect my car, make sure we didn't wreck, but I couldn't get by him. But, yeah, to have that sword and drive to the top would have been super cool, too. That would have been a highlight.
Yeah.
Are you thinking of dipping into any of the new IHRA series and maybe possibly Rockingham with them?
Yeah, I'm going to run probably a race or two with the IHRA deal. I think I like what they got going on there. I mean, the payout is where we need to be, I feel like. I don't know if I'll go to Rockingham. I don't agree on that either. I don't think our cars should be there. I would love to go do it as a driver. It'd be fun, but something happens, you're losing a race car there. So.
Yeah, there was reasons probably why the Cars Tour didn't go there too.
I'm obviously a little picky on races and racetracks, and yeah, that's not one I would circle on my calendar. I just don't think our cars, like I'd do it, but I just don't think our cars belong there. I feel like we're short track cars for a reason. There's a lot of factors that go into that track.
It's a lot of stress on your motor.
Oh yeah, it's just a lot of things that I don't think our cars should be there.
Because I think late model can almost run wide open through there.
Yeah, I did the tire test back in 20 or 21, I believe, for the car store. And that was on the old pavement, and we were all but wide open there. I mean, it was just you'd breathe it, and then we'd go right back to the floor with it. So it was hauling ass. So the racing like that is not going to be good either.
It would be also a tore, like you said, a tore up car. You wreck, you're nowhere to go. Obviously,
it's
either.
not forgiven. So, but it was fun to rip around there at 140, 50 mile an hour, whatever we were running. It was crazy. Yeah, we did a bunch of tire testing that day, and then they took some motor away from it. And I'm like, hell, I feel like we picked up speed. It's easier to hold wide open now,
Yeah. That was the biggest concern that I heard with some of the local guys that went out there to do the tire test with some of the, they're like, we're just ripping it down there. But, the speeds were kind of the playing factor. They were like, unsure of the safety because they just had cleaned off the track, made it raceable in my opinion.
Yeah.
But, it was still, in my mind, outdated almost. The walls were still pretty bare.
Oh, yeah.
So, it would have hurt.
I even drove around Rockingham before the repave in my personal car, and it was a rough surface going through there. The fact that you guys were almost wide open is nuts.
I'm surprised they didn't wear the tires out.
Yeah, you had to go get new tires
If you made more than 5 laps, you'd have to put new tires on. That place was hell on tires.
But, this is Jared Fryar. He's TV star now. He can mark that off on his resume. I think he did well. He said he's going to run the Cars Tour this year. He said he's got Wake County on the schedule. So, obviously with the cancellation of Coastal Plains, which is down the street from here, I guess he'll start his Cars Tour debut at Southern. You've done pretty well at Southern, I feel like. You like that track.
Yep.
I don't know. I asked somebody the other day. They said they didn't think so. Is there, and if you have, then I've just didn't pay attention at all. Is there a chance that you might run the Thanksgiving Classic?
Yeah, depending on my schedule, my personal schedule, with family and stuff, we typically go on vacation for Thanksgiving.
I get that.
So
I understand that.
Years that we didn't, I'd go run, and then it's my anniversary too. So,
Oof.
I haven't been able to do it the last couple of years, but if things work out, then I'll be there. I really enjoy that race. It pays really good.
Yeah.
I love the strategy of the race. The pit stop strategy, I love it. Like we don't do any pit stop strategy like that in any other race. So it's really cool. It puts a lot of it back into our hands. It's not just follow the leader down the pits. Everybody put 4 tires on and go right back out.
Yeah.
We can pit whenever we want. So like that year we run second to Josh. It was Josh, me, and Kate, and we all 3 had different tire strategies. I thought that was super cool.
Yeah.
And it makes the race a lot better. It's different. You're going through the whole race, and at different parts of the race, you're racing different people. You're not racing the leader. You're racing the guys that just pitted with you. So it's a lot more. It's a lot more fun, I would say, having it like that.
Well, there you go, guys. He's gonna come to our home track, Wake County. Hopefully he can figure out the new asphalt. I think he will. just keep an eye out on the Cars Tour race. I mean, he'll be there at the tracks. He'll, give the guys a run for their money. I think he'll be one of the contenders this year because the champion is no longer there now. Minnie's gone. So that opens up the door now for, Jared to win some now. And, obviously Lane Lewis isn't there either. So, Jared's a contender, but he's always been a contender at any track he goes to. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's going to be a good season there.
Yeah, I mean, I hope you do well in the Cars Tour.
Yeah,
I hope
I'm excited to run the Cars Tour. I love the Cars Tour. Everything you've done.
He'll probably get halfway through, look at points, be like, all right, let's go win another championship. I feel like that's some drivers'
That's
mentality.
a tall order, man. That's a tall order.
I know it can get expensive. We know the Cars Tour is expensive. We've heard drivers, there's drivers out there that are very blunt with it, how expensive it is to run them. So, any chance that we can get a driver on that runs the Cars Tour and, it's kind of cool because you guys are the top-notch drivers. I mean, that's what us, maybe not me because I'm past my prime. I'm trying to do anything. I'll just stay in Legends. But but it's cool to have the guys in the Cars Tour. They're the big guys. They're the next level to get to NASCAR, we think. And we just wish you the best of luck in the Cars Tour and keep chasing those trophies, honestly.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely. Is there anything else you want to add?
Yeah, let's ask the question. What was one thing?
Oh, the fan question, or I guess the other guy on our show that wanted to ask is, what would you change about motorsports? And he put in like either local late model racing, if you could change anything besides obviously the cost. We know it's expensive, and we think obviously it's going to keep getting more expensive. Hopefully it doesn't. Hopefully this is like the cap, but. We can only hope. But what would you change about local late model racing?
I would say not necessarily locally because you can do it, but like with the higher level late model racing, like Cars Tour and stuff. I've always begged for running double shows, running a Friday night and a Saturday night in different places. I've always been a big fan of that. I mean, they do it in dirt racing all the time. I'm a big dirt fan.
Yeah, it would.
So them guys go run 80, 90 races a year, but they only do it in 40 weeks,
That's a condensed schedule.
Yeah, like it's definitely a lot, and a lot of things got to go right. I get it, but I would love to go. I'd love to go race on Friday instead of practice all day, and then turn around and go somewhere different or run the same track like they do. I think that's super cool, and obviously you get more races, more opportunities to win.
Yeah, you would. I mean, I feel like obviously I would hope that the purse for the winnings would be there too. They don't just give you, 5,000 winner. Then it's kind of point. I mean, I feel like, if you were to do that, purses has to be there. And I don't know, that'd be interesting to see that happen throughout the season. I mean, it gives me something to watch on a Friday night instead of just, Saturday night. That's right. Yeah. I mean,
I do the same thing. Like I get home, I turn on flows, see what's going on.
I do too.
And there's always, during the summertime, typically there's some kind of dirt race, or some kind of motorsports going on racing, whether it's asphalt, sprint car, late model or something, and it's super cool to see that. So I like doing the Wednesday night shows too. That's fun. It's a tight turnaround to get ready for South Boston. Typically run like Wednesday Caraway in the past.
Yeah,
South Boston Saturday. So that's a tight turnaround. But I would love to go do more like back-to-back shows like that. Like I ran the Speed Week deal last year at Southern National, and that was so much fun. It was crazy going to the racetrack. And we practice and race, and it's like, oh shit, we're gonna do this all again tomorrow, and we're gonna do it again the next day. Like it was cool.
I think that's
typically we go, and it's like at some of the bigger shows, we go practice for 2 days and then race for one. It's like, geez. So like to go there and race, that was super cool, and it was really good too. Like I mean, you get to build on your team a lot quicker. I feel like you start to see more adjustments and things that work and what don't work. So I think it's
the Speed Weeks there at Southern. He's got a good thing going.
Yeah.
Like you said, he runs the 2-day shows. I mean, the Classic is kind of built around the same way too. You run 2 shows almost, but that'd be an interesting take to do a Friday night late model race.
Say at Wayne County, and we go to
that'd be awesome.
Ace on Saturday or wherever. It don't matter.
Will the 2 tracks have to be relatively close? I would say
it would help us, but I think we could still do it. Obviously your schedule is going to be different. Like you don't have to get there at 10 o'clock to practice at 11, do like the dirt racers do. Get there at 2 o'clock, practice for an hour, and let's line up, qualify, and race.
Yeah, because most of these guys don't need practice. I mean, they already know how to, I feel like just shake it down and y'all can kind of figure it out. But I mean, at least give them an hour practice and they can figure it out.
Yeah, enough to at least make sure you got your setup right before you go out.
I mean, I feel like, because most guys in the Cars Tour have been doing this for years. So, I mean, they know how to do that. They live and breathe it. So, I mean, that'd be cool to see them do a Friday night show and go right to another track on a Saturday to go run late models. That'd be pretty awesome to see.
Yeah, I agree. I think that would be good.
That was the only thing I've done it one time. We ran Cars Tour Friday night at Ace, and then we went to Orange County on Saturday for a big money race, I believe, a couple years ago. That was so much fun. I enjoyed it. It was cool. We had a great group of guys with us that helped us do that, and obviously things went smooth Friday, so we were fully prepared to go Saturday.
The only thing is you got to get your wife on board to do it, too.
Oh,
She's not on board, it ain't happening. Found that out sometimes.
Yeah, but if you only run 10 races a year and you can do it in 5 weekends, that's a win-win.
That is a win-win for her then. Then you got the rest of the year to do things with her and, the family and all that. But,
Yeah, exactly.
But, all right.
Yeah. Anything else?
Your dad joke.
Yeah. So you guys hear the news in the stock market that it looked like Northern Tissue hit a new bottom and it wiped thousands of investors clean.
Gosh, that's so weird. Oh man, that was one of your okay ones.
Oh, that's one of the better ones?
Better ones, I guess. You've had worse.
I thought the tequila one was good.
Yeah, that was okay. That was good.
Well, I guess on that note, thank you guys again for tuning in and watching us. And we will see you on the next one.
Yep. See you
Make
guys.
sure to like and follow.
Yep, like and follow and keep up with this guy during the Cars Tour season.
Yep.
All right. Thank you guys. Bye.